I am Bill Clinton's son. It was common knowledge. Everyone in Arkansas knew. Everywhere I went, they pointed, "That's Bill Clinton's son right there. He looked like him, don't he?" The ears, the mouth, the chin, the teeth, the eyes, the nose. I see him in me. You can see a black Bill Clinton. When I brush my hair, I can see Bill Clinton with waves in his head. I always felt bad about him not wanting to be in my life. Was it because I was black? Was it something wrong with me? Why he don't want to be a part of me? It made me think of even sometimes suicide. It's not fair, and it has been hurtful. That he still refused to acknowledge me. Well, time was very hard, and my mom was a working girl on the streets. She was heavy on drugs.
My name is Lucia Bolton. My sister's Valerie Williams. Danny Williams' mother. She's a prostitute, and she, hung around on the streets on 17th and Main. She met him on the streets.
I was told that she was with him on 13 occasions.
About 5 or 6 months after, they had dated and everything. She said she was pregnant either.
My mom went to prison and lost custody of us. My Aunt Lucille stepped up and gained guardianship of us. She raised us in Little Rock, Arkansas. At the time, we was from group home to house. My Aunt Lucille wanted to have a father in my life. As a small child, she took me to the governor mansion.
There was a car coming at the front gate, right? And the gate swings open. I ran up in there and ran behind the gate, okay?
She was trying to get him to accept me and notice me.
When I got to the door, I asked for her, and the door was slammed in my face.
Slammed the door in her face. This is Bill's son. He had the black son out here.
And these little guys hit him off the side of the face.
Hillary, she had guys chase him off the property.
And I went to find him, dropped the thing. Get the hell out of there.
I read history. Basically goes back to slave owners. When they have a child with one of their slaves and they try to have them banished off the plantation. What century is this? It just wasn't right.
Every child in this state is somebody because we're going to give them every chance we can.
And honestly, we were needing child support at the time. My mom was in prison.
We was poor, okay? We had nothing. Who's gonna listen to us, really?
My Aunt Lucille was working at a gas station.
We have no money to pay lawyers. They just shut us up.
My mom told me on a few occasions when she was threatened.
She didn't told us to leave them alone because we're gonna come up missing.
She was also pushed out a 2-story window where she got a metal plate in her foot. To this day, she still feels scared of speaking.
And they was trying to get information about Bobby Williams' story so they can give her, I guess some hush money.
In fact, my mother did receive 7 $100 bills a month in the mailbox. Even presents on Christmas that was delivered to my home by state troopers. So I felt he was trying to be a part of my life. And then when he became president, everything stopped. In 1995, when my father was president of the United States, the state of Arkansas put us in foster care. I lived in foster homes. It made me feel horrible because I know his child, Chelsea, was well taken care of, and we was house to house, hungry at nights. And to know that my father was the president, it hurts. Try to imagine that your own father refused to love you, refused to say that you exist. Knowing who my father was and that he was so close yet so far away made my pain unbearable. Growing up in Little Rock school district system, it was difficulties because you got gang members, drug activities at the schools. And I wanted more to life. I didn't want to end up dead in the streets for nothing. Moving from home to home, not having a stable place to go. It came to a point in high school where I had to drop out to take care of my little sisters and brothers and make sure they were stable and able to go to school every day. I got a job full-time at a donut shop my 11th grade year to support my sisters and brothers. If I had the love and support of my father that stayed on me make sure I had the best education, I feel I would have had a better life. In 1999, they tried to sweep me under the rug with Bill Clinton's friend publishing this phony DNA test. It never was a DNA test.
Roger Altman. Roger is a longtime friend of mine.
Just think about it. It was published in a tabloid owned by a donor of Bill Clinton. Even to this day, Megyn Kelly, Howard Kirk, they continue to quote this bogus DNA test, and it really hurts. I would love to see the DNA test done. Several times, I tried to reach out to the Clintons. People say all the time, you're gonna get yourself killed dealing with the Clintons. I wrote letters to his library. I wrote letters to addresses I got off the internet, even emailed him from Facebook on his Facebook pages. I never got any response back. Once in Little Rock, Arkansas, I visited the Clinton Library. I wanted to see how it felt to be his president, and he was speaking. But by the time we made it there, he was already gone. We took a tour through the library, and just to see all the things he'd done in the world, helping other kids in Haiti and, all the other places, it just saddened me because I never received any help from him. Hillary started running for president. She visited Little Rock at one of her campaign stops. I put myself right in front of the podium where she spoke. She was looking right at me, eye contact.
Children and families.
In my heart, I was thinking she knew who I was.
I met with a small group of the Black Lives Matter activists.
It made me wonder if she's saying Black Lives Matter, why I don't matter to her.
And I just felt for them.
I was going to introduce myself as Danny Williams, her husband's son, and her stepson.
I am a new grandmother, in case you haven't heard.
I had millions of questions to ask, why?
We're going to do everything we can to make sure she has every opportunity.
As soon as she spoke, she got out of there. I didn't get to talk to my stepmom. I could never imagine having a child and not acknowledge him. Because I know how it feels to not have a parent in your life. I work construction. I am a person of faith. I take my kids to church every Sunday. I teach my sons how to keep bad language out your mouth, how to speak properly with yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. Recently, I've been telling my kids that their grandfather was the president of the United States. And they amazed by it. They're like, no, is it for real? And I tell them, yes, that is my father. And I'm gonna make sure you get to meet him one day. Hillary, please do not deny I exist. I am your stepson. Chelsea is my sister. And Bill is my father.
Super predators. We have to bring them to heel.
I felt bad when Hillary called black people super predators and that we need to be brought to heel. I'm black, I'm real, I am her stepson, and I deserve the love that she has given Chelsea. We hear my stepmother tells the nation every day, we're stronger together. They know who I am, and I know who I am. I have to meet my father. I have to know that he's willing to even accept me. I have to know that like any child, I want to know my dad and I want him to know me. I'm his only son in the world and he's my only dad. We have to come together. We have to. If Black lives truly matter to you, please contact me.
Sometimes, if you fool around too much, I guess you get caught with your pants down. One time it's been alleged that Bill Clinton may have gotten into a little bit of trouble with a African-American woman in Little Rock named Bobby Ann Williams, known to be a call girl, a prostitute, drug addict. But she has alleged, some of her family members have alleged, Larry, that in the mid-1980s, she not only had sexual relations with Bill Clinton on more than one occasion, that she did cocaine with Bill Clinton, but that she also had Bill Clinton's child, a young boy, a little boy named Dano, or Danny Williams. This year, the Star magazine claimed they tested the DNA and there was no match, or they couldn't make a match. And it was widely discussed, or at least there was a subcurrent in the media about this story, and it seemed to fizzle after that. Can you shed any light for us on the Danny Williams story?
Okay, Chris, on at least one and maybe two occasions, Christmas Eve, we meaning the state police, government security personnel, delivered Christmas gifts to this house in Little Rock. And
the house of Bobby
Ann Williams, the prostitute.
And this was on the orders of Governor Clinton?
This was on the orders of Bill Clinton, that we deliver these Christmas gifts to this residence. One other thing that makes me really, really suspicious, and I was not around when this supposed.
Well, let me interrupt here.
Okay.
The gifts. Would Clinton go shopping for these gifts? Where would you get the gifts from?
Now, weeks before Christmas, all these hundreds of gifts would start coming into the mansion, and we would log them in. And the routine would be for the Clintons sometime in the morning of Christmas Eve to open all the gifts. And then the gifts that they did not want to keep, then some of those gifts they would wrap up and give to friends and family and acquaintances.
Good way to save Christmas money, huh?
Correct. But
so you mean some of the gifts that were given to Bobby Ann's son were maybe intended for Chelsea, but she didn't want them, or that she didn't know about them?
She didn't know about them, the Clintons, but they were wrapped up and given to other people. And some of those gifts we delivered to that residence.
So what makes you more suspicious than about this, that Dano may be the son of Bill Clinton?
Okay, the thing that makes me really suspicious about it, Chris, is when her house was burglarized in Little Rock, there was two pictures that were taken from the residence. This is a simple house burglary.
Let's go back over that. This is 1992 during the presidential campaign, when rumors started in the supermarket tabloid, The Globe, suggesting that Bill Clinton had fathered
this child.
In fact, this story later became the subplot for the major plot for the book Primary Colors.
Right.
So anyway, there was a burglary in 1992 at her house.
Two pictures were taken of this child. Those pictures appeared, or one of those pictures appeared in one of the tabloids. The Little Rock police worked a case on this house burglary where these two pictures were taken. Buddy Young, who was a captain in the Arkansas State Police and in charge of governor's security, assisted the Little Rock City Police on a simple house burglary investigation. And the reason I know that is because I was working when this was going on, and he told me out of his own mouth that he was assisting the Little Rock City Police with this investigation.
Which is unheard of, really.
It's unheard of.
Obviously, Clinton was very concerned about this story.
Either Bill Clinton was, or someone in his, one of his cabinet members. Someone was, if it wasn't Bill Clinton, it was someone that worked for him that was very, very concerned about these pictures of this young man.
Well, in my mind, it's still an open question whether he's Clinton's child or not, because Star Magazine said they compared the young man's, Dano's DNA evidence that they received from Dano himself to DNA material that was reported and identified in Kenneth Starr's report on the Lewinsky case, because remember, Clinton had to give DNA sample because of the dress and all of that. But I was told by DNA experts that the FBI did not reveal Clinton's DNA code. They just revealed the type of test they took, and there's no way any comparison could have been made. So this claim that somehow they were able to do a comparison is bogus. And so now your argument gives, again, legitimacy to this, that this story actually may have some legs.
I think it does have legs. And the thing that makes it legitimate to me, being a policeman, knowing how the Arkansas State Police works, how Little Rock Police Department works, Little Rock Police Department would not call on a captain of the Arkansas State Police to assist him in an investigation if there wasn't something there.
There again, you have an example. Clinton interfering in normal police processes to protect himself, or apparently seeking to do that. This, to me, is the issue. It's not whether he had sexual relations with this person or that person outside. That's ultimately an issue.
There was a paternity test done by a magazine, I believe, that said that Danny Lee Williams Clinton is not William Jefferson Clinton's son. But Danny contests that. Danny, good morning. Thanks for coming on the radio.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. So one of the issues here, and I guess in this day and age, it shouldn't be an issue, but people talk about it. It's that you're black. And it was on. You were really talked about quite heavily on Trevor Noah Comedy Central last night, Daily Show.
Right.
Did you see that last night?
I actually didn't. I'm at home. I've been, dealing with my kids since I've been ripping and running the last 2 weeks. So I didn't watch it.
Got it. All right. Well, it was on Comedy Central last night. So why do you believe that you are the biological son of former President Bill Clinton?
I mean, it's not believe. I have no doubt that I'm Bill Clinton's son. For 30 years, I've been told, all my life by my mother and my aunt, which they stood firm on. They claimed that Bill Clinton is my father, you know.
Yeah.
And growing up, and me personally, I think, I favor him in certain ways, with my facial structure and everything. So I just have no doubt that he's my father. And
well, you sound just like him. I mean,
right.
So why are you coming out now? What are you? You're about 30.
It's not that I'm coming out now. I've been coming out. I've been trying to get help since the early 2000s. And my story been consistent since '92. That been published. Magazines, Star magazine, they stay publishing my story since '92. So it's not that I come out now. I started my social media, Facebook and Twitter and all this 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
And it's just, the media is just now caring about my story. So it's not just now, why now?
Okay.
And tell your how it used to be that not only do you know that Bill Clinton is your father, but you used to receive little bags of money, right? Or something like that. There was money dropped off.
Well, not just me receiving it. My mother, at the time I was a kid when he was governor, and my mother received money in the mailbox all the way up until '93 till he made president. So it's not, and I received presents for Christmas, that was delivered by state troopers. So it's no unbelief in me. I believe everything. So I mean, I didn't live it. Hello.
Yeah, we're still here. So the state police, I want to just come back to that part. The state police, Arkansas State Police would deliver the money to you.
Or the presents.
Well, they delivered the presents.
The presents, okay.
At the time of the money, like I'm born in '85, so we had money delivered all the way up to '93.
Okay, then it stopped.
Probably 8 years old by that time.
Is your mom?
By that time, 8, 9 years old, I was just now realized, this is my father. So
yeah. Is your mom still alive?
Yes, my mom's still alive.
I didn't mean to ask it that way, but
yeah, my mom's still alive, and we have certain issues. We know we humans. And she overdrink herself from guilt, and because what all went on in our lifetime. But anyway, my mom's still alive, and her story still consists of the same that she passed a polygraph test in her story in '93.
Okay.
So can you please explain how your mom and Bill Clinton met? Am I correct in saying that she lived near the governor's mansion in Arkansas, and that's how they?
Correct.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about that.
The governor's mansion sits on Center Street in Arkansas, which is close to downtown Broadway. So in which we stayed at 2 blocks over from Broadway, which is State Street. So we didn't stay too far from the governor's mansion, and. I was very young. Within her meeting him in '84 and '85, I was born in '85. So I'm looking at 2 years time. I'm thinking it was within the 2 years from '84 to '85 when they dated. But consists of my aunt's story. It's saying that he'll pick her up and drop her off, and she'll come back with loads of money. They go shopping. But they dated over 13 occasions. So, I don't look at it as, people say, oh, well, she was this, your mom was this. My mom did what she had to do to provide for her kids at the time, but I still look at it as they dated.
Have you ever had a conversation with Bill Clinton, any communication with Clinton?
I never met him personally in my life. I tried to pop up on him a few times at his library here in Arkansas.
Tough to pop up on a president.
Right. It just let him know, hey, I'm your son. And by the time I made it to the library here in Little Rock, he was already gone. But I took a tour through the library myself, just so I have never been in there.
Yeah.
But I tried to be in the presence of Hillary too, so I went to one of her campaigns here in Little Rock that she had. at this black college, Philander Smith. And I made sure I stood in front of her. And, you know, when she spoke, you know, I just felt like she knew who I was because she made eye contact, and she, you know, and when she made eye contact, she spoke about her kids and how they was going to have the best future for her grandkids and this and that. So, you know.
And you don't have that.
I know they know. Yeah. I know they know that I'm his son. I know they.
Yeah.
They try to hide it. You know, they shut my YouTube down the other day. So, you know, they try to hide it. There's nothing to hide no more.
Has anyone ever said to you from the government or the Clintons, listen, here's $200,000, $500,000, $100,000. Just let this go and fade off into the background?
You know what? No one never said that. And at $200,000 and $500,000, it wouldn't even support me and my 5 kids. So I wouldn't take it. I'm going to keep going far and far and far. It ain't about the money.
I
want to know the truth. My kids want to know who their grandpa is.
Yeah.
I want to know the truth.
Are you going? Are you going to vote for your stepmom for president?
No, I would not. I would not be voting for neither president. I mean,
neither one. You don't want you
on that. Yeah, good luck on that. For the, I mean, I don't have no control of that. That's not my wish. This is not about politics. This is not about the next president. This is about me and what's been hidden about me all this time. You know, I just want Hillary. Hillary has the power. She can make this happen. She can have Bill prove. She can have Bill submit to a DNA sample. You know, and she stressed that Black Lives Matter. I mean, if she really saying that it's true with Black Lives Matter, why not mine?
Right.
You know,
my son's Black Lives Matter or something like you know my husband's son's Black Lives Matter.
Right.
So I tell me there was a paternity test that was done though at one point.
I mean, which is fake. You know, they published that basically Robert Arkman, you know what I'm saying? The DNA test was conducted, you know, by Star Magazine, and it didn't even have an actual DNA. They tried to get it from Monica Lewinsky Blue Dress, but the tabloids published it and didn't even have.
I never thought about that, but Monica would have some. I said I never thought about that, but Monica Lewinsky would have some evidence you might be interested in.
Right, that's what they. You know, that's what they claim. You know, but you know all the DNA stuff didn't match up, basically. Okay. And they published it anyway as it's saying that it cleared that he wasn't my father, you know, and which is
you say it's not true. You're saying it's not true.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So, you know, Robert Charles Arkman was a college friend and a major donor and a federal appointee of Bill Clinton. And he, you know, had this published with Star Tabloids. And so you tell me, I mean, if he got his best friend publishing a DNA test, what do you think he gonna do?
Let me ask you this question. I mean, I want to get real here. We're talking to Danny Lee Williams Clinton, who claims he is the child.
I am the son of Bill Clinton.
Is the son of Bill Clinton. Now, I just want you to, just for a second, I want to throw this out here. Do you expect us to believe that a president of the United States, specifically Bill Clinton, would have relations out of wedlock with a woman that, no matter what your mom's situation was, that he would actually do something like that? And you're expecting us?
Of course.
Wait a minute. This is Bill Clinton. I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
He's been having allegations in the Oval Office.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
I mean,
you're right.
And you got to take it back. He was governor when I was conceived. So
didn't even matter
whatever he did when he was in office, he done it. I mean, I've been hearing, you know, I do my research. I'm sure you've done your research. You hear all of these allegations.
I've heard them
about Bill Clinton. So, I mean,
I guess what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is, and I'll leave it at this, Danny, is whether anybody believes you or not.
That's the thing. No one never believed it.
I know.
That's my thing. My story, I didn't make this up. All my stories, I got proof from '92. I got everything that was brought up about me. They even let a man out of prison that they sent to prison for 50 years. They gave him clemency within 3 to 4 years. Wow. They freed him. So, I mean, you tell me. The question is, I need to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you feel you need to believe that?
Well, what I'm saying to you is, it is not out of the realm. I mean, when people are looking at something like this and they're like, okay, it's Bill Clinton involved. a child.
I mean, people not gonna believe it, but I'm gonna keep pushing my story.
I know you are.
I'm gonna keep buying what I got. That's proof of what I say.
Yeah.
And put it out there. It's up to them to believe it.
Well,
it's just like now she's stressing Black Lives Matter, and most people go with it, but it's not really true. It don't matter to them. So.
At one point,
say if they believe this or not. I mean, the Clintons done so much. They powerful people. They done so much for years. So, I mean, I have a thin chance in the world, but I would never stop. I would never give up. So, I mean, what more can I say to you?
You said they ran you off like dogs.
Well, thank you. I got to get my kids to school. I thank y'all for having me, getting a chance on your show.
All right.
People can reach out to me on Facebook at Danny Williams. They can email me at danny04williams.com. gmail.com.
We'll post it all up there for you, Danny. Good luck. Okay.